Okay, let's go now to Cleveland and Boston. Gosh, I mean, I'm hoping for a better game than what we saw in game one. FanDuel is telling us no. Up to 13.5-point favorites are Boston tonight with a total of 212. I thought, Kyle, the game to steal was the first game for Cleveland, but they looked spent in that second half against Boston. Can they keep this game close tonight? Is there a chance of that?
I would definitely be leaning towards Boston minus 13.5. Aside from that one loss to the Miami Heat, Boston has won every single game by double digits. And at this point, it feels like that is just the safer play. They haven't allowed over 100 points in a game since that Miami Heat game 2 loss where they shot the lights out. I'm really impressed with what they're doing on the defensive end, even without Kristaps Porzingis. Just the way that anybody can beat you. It's not even Jason Tatum that has gotten going yet. It's Derek White that has been killing teams. It's Jaylen Brown that's been killing teams. They're sharing the wealth, they're sharing the ball, and that's creating the easiest looks possible for the Boston Celtics. They look like a well-oiled machine on both ends of the floor, and honestly, Cleveland just looks outmatched.
Yeah, no, that's the way it looked in game one thus far. Now, I was surprised with the outcome of this Dallas-Oklahoma City game. I mean, anything can happen in the NBA. I thought the Mavericks would be more competitive. They were really not, and so the adjustment is here. Thunder, 3.5-point favorites in game one, up to 5 now in game two with a 218.5 total. I certainly think that Oklahoma City deserves to be here. And you know what, Kyle, I probably do think they'll win the series. I guess I was surprised with the outburst or the lack of outburst for Luka and Irving and some others there in Dallas. Do you think they get it going here? Because, I mean, one school of thought is they can't be like they were in game one. The other school is, hey, look what Denver's doing to Minnesota, right? Like they're just playing great defense. Or Minnesota's doing to Denver. They're just playing great defense. Does that continue tonight?
You know what? The way that the Thunder looked in game one, it's really hard to pick against them. I loved what they were doing defensively. And Luka Doncic, that knee, I don't know if it's a knee, an ankle, but he just does not look right. And that's a tough, to be going through an injury when you're going up against a defender as physical as Lou Dort, just following him around everywhere. We saw what he did against Brandon Ingram in the first round, shutting him down. And he's going to see a lot of him again tonight. But at the same time, the Mavericks have done a really nice job of bouncing back in the playoffs so far. They've responded to every loss with a win. I actually like Dallas +5 tonight. I think that Luka has a bounce back game. I do agree with you. I think the Thunder end up winning the series. I do think they're the better team. I think their defense is going to prevail. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is playing at an MVP level, even though he finished second in the MVP voting last night. But Dallas has responded well to losses. I expect Luka to bounce back in a big way after his worst game of the playoffs in game one. So I'm going to ride with them +5.
All right. And then finally, to win the championship, the Celtics were minus money, about minus 110 when the week began. Now they're up to minus 135, Kyle, on the FanDuel Sportsbook. So beyond them, of course, Minnesota still definitely in the mix, along with Oklahoma City. Maybe the Knicks is the best play just because simply you get that head-to-head potentially in the next round against them. You have Denver at 16-1 because they've lost. Dallas 18-1. Indiana's up against it. And, certainly Cleveland. I mean, I would highly doubt win the championship. I'd probably get them off my board. Any value on any of these picks here, you think?
I am interested in the Thunder just because of how good they looked in game one and the energy that they're bringing and the way that so many different guys can knock down shots. They are giving almost Boston Celtics vibes in the Western Conference with the way that they're getting it done on the defensive end with energy and a number of guys beating you on the offensive end. But you know what? Maybe it's a bold prediction. Another one that I'm looking at, I still like Denver. I think that, they have looked outmatched in games 1 and game 2. And you know what, maybe the Minnesota Timberwolves take game 3 and we've never seen a team come back from down 3-0. But all it takes is one win to get a team like that rolling. And, it kind of surprises me that they are, they're dogs in terms of where they're showing up on the projected list for champions. But, for a team that is a defending champion like the Denver Nuggets, I expect them to bounce back. I don't think that this is going to be a series where they just roll over and die. And if they can just get one on the board before Minnesota gets to 3, then I think this is a series again.
Yeah, I do too. All right, Kyle, great stuff as always. We'll see how it all plays out the rest of the week. And naturally, we'll check back with you next week. We'll have a much better idea as to who's headed to the Eastern and Western Conference Finals. Thanks again for coming on.
Thanks for having me, Craig.